Okay, this week I'm going to try to draw Yao, Udo's beautiful yet unlucky assistant. Keep in mind, since I'm not good at drawing, nothing I draw should be taken as 100% accurate. She is 6'6", her favorite color is purple, and if she were a human on Earth, her favorite food would be anything spicy. She was born with a rare condition that has her hair growing two natural colors. Only 1 in 100 million criminals have this condition. It's very rare. Most criticals will go their whole lives without seeing someone with it. If you've been following along with the story, you'll have noticed that Udo doesn't really treat Yao with much respect. He doesn't really think much of her. He hasn't really told her what the whole situation is. One of the reasons why he does this is because assistants are people who tend to not have gotten much knowledge through their birthrights, so they're generally looked down upon in Saitan society. There are communities, learning groups for people with low knowledge birthrights where they can get together to learn things. Iao is learning cooking and dancing. Even those with a high knowledge can come to these and learn some things they didn't get. But they're all going to be looked down on by those who don't need to go to these groups to learn anything, because those who have the most knowledge are seen as the most valuable in Saitan society. In this drawing, I was going to draw Iao being scared, as she's going to spend a lot of book 2 being scared. But I realized I probably couldn't get the expression right, so I gave that up pretty quick. Yao is the sexiest character in the story, at least in book 1 at this time. That's the whole reason why Udo chose her as his assistant. He didn't really like the idea of telling an assistant what to do all the time when he could just do this stuff himself. He just found it as a hindrance, but he had to have one. It's like the rules and whatnot. So he just picked the best looking one. Yao isn't like Udo or Soisei. She doesn't have any great ambitions or any big goals to achieve in her life. And she's not like Jogoro, who dedicated himself to his job. She doesn't really care much about that. She just, lives day by day, getting by. She came into her job ready to take it seriously, but Udo relied on her so little, she eventually stopped trying that more, caring that much about it. Though she does feel like a sense of pride working for someone so high up that she would sometimes brag about it. Right now in her life, Yao enjoys just socializing and buying fancy things that makes her feel good. She hopes to save up to travel the world, and after that she hopes to have kids. Yao's life plans are now pretty much ruined now that she's fled her homeland without permission. She's kind of a criminal now, along with Udo. So her future is pretty unknown at this point. The color and length of those rectangular badges on the front of her indicate her rank, clearance, standing. There are other colored badges one can put on them, but she hasn't earned any others. The colored bracelets she has on her tail don't mean anything. They're just, accessories for fun. The color of her skirt shows that she works in a development capacity. If it were red, she would be working in the military. And if it were yellow, she'd be working someplace very different. This is how the back of her hair looks. Also, I wanted to show that that criminal pants and skirts usually have this belt coming out of a drawstring on the front that goes over the tail to help hold them up, in case anyone was wondering how that worked, with the tail being there and all. Now that I see it, I don't know why I just didn't draw her with short hair. Probably should have just done that. And they got a slit in the back of the shirt, so the tail comes out and then it goes under the belt there. And that's just my attempt to draw the side of it right there. Anyway, that's all for now. And the last chapter was it for Yao in book 1. Look forward to her being in book 2, where she makes a new horrifying friend.